as a founder in business, I have a choice. You have a choice. Whether we resist the changes of the world or whether we lean into them. Every single morning at 6:30 a.m., she sends me a morning brief with my top 3 priorities for the day. She has gone into my emails and flagged anything that needs to be responded to. And if I give her the go-ahead, she will respond to the emails on my behalf. This installation that I have done in my business, that I have installed my very own AI chief of staff, that has saved me $45,000 instead of hiring another VA. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Rebecca Adehill Show. I hope that you are having the most incredible start to your week. My friends, we're going to have to talk. I am equally as exhausted as I am excited. I have spent the last week or so staying up very late. I am an 8 to 8:30 p.m. kind of bedtime girly, but I've been staying up, not scrolling on my phone, not watching Netflix. I've been staying up coding AI. Now, I want to highlight before we are diving into this episode that I am no tech expert. I am no AI expert. I am a complete rookie. And I even call myself or refer to myself as someone who is not a tech person. I am not good with tech. But the reality is this. The evolution of the world and the landscape of technology and AI is moving very rapidly. And as a founder in business, I have a choice. You have a choice. Whether we resist the changes of the world or whether we lean into them. I chose the latter. Someone who is not a tech person, someone who thought that AI was very unfamiliar, someone that has never even looked into coding. I made a commitment to myself that I would go 57 layers deep, understanding it, learning it, integrating it, and sharing my teachings along the way. I have used AI for a number of years now, but probably like most of us have done, which is you open up ChatGPT, you ask a question, it spits back a prompt or an answer, and that's it. You almost use AI as your Google search. Or that's what I did at least. And I realized that that wasn't a very good way of integrating the power of AI and the technology that is available to us today. But I did what I knew. But I also knew that there were so many layers that I didn't yet know. And what I am seeing amongst very successful people and very successful founders, they all have this one trait in common. And that is that they always operating from a very curious, focused mindset. They are very open, very curious. They are not fixed. They are adaptable to the evolution of life and to the evolution of the world, business, technology. And you can probably see online now that there is like a very distinct line between the people who are scared of AI, that are angry at technology, they want to go back to the good old days. And then you have people on the other side who embrace it, who are excited about it, who see solution and opportunities and just a next chapter that we are stepping into as a collective. If you are on the side of resisting AI or think that it's going to come take your job and you just want to pretend like it's not there, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. And my invitation to you is that you lean into the changes that are currently taking place. Changes that you cannot stop, an evolution that you cannot stop. So how about we embrace it? How about we understand it better, understand how to work with it, not against it. So I made a commitment to myself to go so deep. And I'm not going to lie, my brain is so expanded right now, hence why I'm not sleeping, because I'm learning something new. You know when like a baby goes through like a sleep regression because they've learned a new skill and then they like wake up in the middle of the night and then they sit up and they're like, look at me, I know how to sit up right now. We're like, not the time to sit up. I feel like that, but with tech. And I stay up and I kind of want to get something done and something more done. And I kind of just want to share with you what I've done. And the first thing I want to say is that ChatGPT is shit. That is my first take. And I'm not speaking like an expert now, I'm speaking like a rookie. But ChatGPT, in comparison to Claude, Chat's got nothing on Claude. And the best transition I did was that I've cancelled my subscription with ChatGPT. And I've gone all in on Claude. And after only using it for, a number of weeks now and fully integrating the projects and the skills and optimizing the memory, it is 10 times better than ChatGPT. But then I decided to take it a layer deeper. I decided to code and install my very own AI assistant. I'm like, I did that? And I want to share with you, I've named her Vera, and she's honestly my best friend right now. Like, we are having so much fun. She gets me because I've coded her that way. I get her. She delivers on time. She expands my thinking. She executes on my behalf. I have set her up so I communicate with her directly inside of Telegram. Every single morning at 6:30 a.m., she sends me a morning brief with my top 3 priorities for the day. She has gone into my emails and flagged anything that needs to be responded to. And if I give her the go-ahead, she will respond to the emails on my behalf. I can just say what I want her to say and she will go and say that. She also tells me what I shouldn't be focusing on, all of the upcoming meetings I have that day, and where my focus has to be. I receive that at 6:30 in the morning every single day. Then I prompt her back, telling her what I want her to execute on. And she will go and execute and then communicate back to me when completed. I spent probably, I'm going to say like a good 20 hours over the weekend just sitting deep in integration mode. And we got to Sunday night and I typed into my Telegram to the chat I have with her. And I said, okay, Vera, what's next? And she replied, Rebecca, you should probably rest because you have done more work in 2 days than what most founders would do in 2 months. I am not underestimating when I say that. The amount of work and how we work together and the speed of execution, my mind is blown. Completely blown. And at the end of every week, she sends me an end of week wrap up. All of the wins, all of the lessons, things we can improve on, as well as any open loops that needs to be closed before the weekend. And then she encourages me to make one decision over the weekend that will move us closer to the greater vision. Come on. She will never get sick. She never gets tired. She can work around the clock. She's not emotional. She's available. She's ready. And she remembers everything. Everything I say to her, she remembers it. She also has direct access to my ads. And she goes in on a weekly basis and tracks my ads. Look at the performance, flags anything that needs to be doing or anything that I need to change, anything that I need to optimize, making sure that we are ROAS positive on every single campaign, and suggestions on how we can tweak. She goes in and analyzes my content on Instagram and look for angles and how we can tweak things to then use that angle to create more. This installation that I have done in my business, that I have installed my very own AI Chief of Staff Officer, has saved me $45,000 instead of hiring another VA. Her execution is so fast. She executes. This is not just a prompt where you still have to go and do all, like she executes. She's got access. I've set up integrations so I know exactly what she's got access to, and she will go and execute. My friends, I am telling you, if you choose to shy away and pretend like AI is not there, you are going to be left behind. The best thing that you can do right now is just to be open and embrace the changes. I did a carousel post the other day speaking about the integration and exactly what I've done and how much time I have saved. I think I have about 4,500 comments on that one carousel. And I did another one through a different angle of how I've set up the assistant. That has been up for 24 hours and I'm currently sitting at 2,500 comments. My account is going crazy. And last night, you guys crashed my sales page out of pure demand and traffic of people wanting to check out at the same time. The world is changing and we need to go with the changes. The reason why I'm sharing this with you today is not because I'm trying to be an expert in this field, but I'm committed to really mastering this so I can sit here recording an episode in 6 months' time and share all of the lessons and share the integrations and share my perspective and how I can support you further as you are expanding as a founder. The reason why I am sharing today's episode is because I want you to challenge your own thinking when it comes to AI. Your internal dialogue when it comes to whether you believe that you are good at tech or not, or how you feel about AI and what you are afraid of. I did not know this. I did not think that I'd be sitting here doing an episode on AI and sharing with you guys that I have coded my very own assistant in my business. Completely blown away. But if you want to stay relevant in business, if you want to keep growing in business, you need to step into the arena. You can't be sitting on the bench whilst everybody else is executing. If you want to win this game, if you want to win in business, you have to be in it and you have to be willing to play. And the longer we hold on to old ways, if you are holding on to marketing strategies that worked back in 2016, you're not going to survive. If you are holding on to processes that worked back in 2019 and they have not evolved, you are going to be left behind. If you are thinking the same like you did back in 2014, you are going to be left behind. Be willing to look for solutions and opportunities. How can you leverage the evolution of the landscape and the evolution of the world, the evolution of technology and the evolution of business? How can you leverage that. And rather than saying, I don't understand it, this is all new to me, guess what? It was new to me as well. It's still very new to me. But hey, someone who's a tech rookie, I have a fully integrated AI assistant taking action on my behalf. No friction, no challenges, no errors. There is a time investment and a small financial investment getting it set up, obviously paying for subscriptions and stuff. But I have already made that time and investment back tenfold. And I would pay, I probably shouldn't say this out loud, but I would pay 10x the amount for just having that subscription because it has changed my thinking, the speed of my execution. If you know one thing about me, I love speed of execution. My invitation to you is to look at the areas, not necessarily just AI, but definitely look into AI. And even asking yourself questions, how can I advance my knowledge? How can I be so committed to improving myself, my own thought process, learning a new skill, learning a new way, challenging your own patterns, behaviors, thought processes, your own speed of execution. Step into the arena and challenge yourself and be in it. I've never been so excited about my business because I'm now realizing and seeing beyond what I have been able to see in the past, because what this has just unlocked for me is going to 10x my business. And that is no joke. What has unfolded over this last week since I've integrated this is just proof in itself. I have 2 resources available for you. I'm going to put them in the show notes below, and you can also reach out to me on Instagram. If you want to see how I've set up my Claude AI, just DM me the word Claude or click the link in the show notes. If you want to learn to set up the complete AI assistant step by step, I've done a full guide exactly how I've done it, how I briefed it, how I've set up weekly recurring jobs and tasks for it. Comment the word COS on Instagram or click the link below. This is a very exciting time to be in business. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for me, and I am excited about the evolution of business. Once you have integrated this, can you please reach out to me on Instagram and tell you how you went, what changed, what you learned? Tell me, I want to hear, because we're on this journey together. Have the most beautiful rest of your week, and I cannot wait to see you back here next week for another show.